The Utah Department of Transportation, in cooperation with local municipalities in Cache County, conducted a transportation study along US 89 and US 91 in the surrounding area. The intent of the study was to analyze the transportation needs to improve mobility on Main Street in Logan. The study aimed to accomplish two goals. First, to improve mobility for all people using Main Street, and second, to make downtown Logan safer and more comfortable for people walking, biking, and supporting local businesses or participating in community activities. The study area included 2,500 north in North Logan to 1,200 south in Logan and from 600 east to 1,000 west. The study process followed key steps: building on previous studies, forming local committees, brainstorming ideas, developing scenarios, conducting a Phase 1 evaluation, refining scenarios, completing a Phase 2 evaluation, and developing the final recommended scenario. Following the evaluation phases 1 and 2, the study team found that a single solution on Main Street is not sufficient to meet future needs. They also determined that multiple projects on and off the corridor will be needed to address transportation demand into the future and to improve mobility for local and regional transportation users. The recommended scenario was developed through combining the best-performing projects from all scenarios studied. This scenario includes a group of key projects that were developed to prioritize mobility on and connections between north-south corridors, increase network redundancy, and enhance system resiliency. The recommended scenario includes 7 projects. These projects, in connection with one another, allow for increased mobility and comfort for all users. The project lists include, first, 100 East to 200 East connection and US 91 and Main Street Y to X reconfiguration. Second, 200 West connection. Third, 600 West to 400 West connection. Fourth, 100 West to 200 West connection. Fifth, 600 East connection, Center Street to 200 North. Sixth, 600 North realignment at Main Street. And seventh, US 89 and US 91 Logan Main Street, 1,000 South to 1,000 North reconstruction. A story map was developed for this study, which includes more information about the study process and final recommendations. If you are interested in more detail on the data collected, the scenario development process, the evaluation analysis, and public and stakeholder engagement, please see this website. The Overview tab has information on the project goals and previous studies that were reviewed to help develop solutions that are durable and implementable. More information on the previous studies can be found through clicking on the study name. The Recommended Scenario tab has information on the study's final recommended scenario and its individual projects. The Study Process tab has detailed information on the 7 preliminary scenarios that were developed. Each scenario consists of a set of projects, and the results for traffic congestion and change in volume can be seen by toggling on and off the buttons. The Evaluation Phase 1 process and results can be found by scrolling down. Each scenario went through this preliminary evaluation to determine its ability to meet current and future transportation needs. This process narrowed the list to 3 sets of scenarios that advanced to Phase 2 of the evaluation. Additionally, the environmental screening results of the study are linked here. Community input was integral to the study process. Stakeholders, agencies, special interest groups, and members of the public were engaged throughout the process with 3 committees: Executive Committee, Technical Advisory Committee, and Stakeholder Committee. Participants provided insight into local needs, participated in workshops, and gave input as solutions were developed. Detailed information on the stakeholder committees and their individual roles can be found in the Stakeholder Engagement tab. Meeting reports can be found by clicking on these links. A public open house will be held on Tuesday, February 25th from 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. at the Mount Logan Middle School. Please join us to provide feedback on the study recommendations and hear about next steps. UDOT will work closely with the Cache Valley Metropolitan Planning Organization and the local municipalities to update the long-range transportation plan for the area and to determine ownership for each of the projects identified in the recommended scenario.